Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
I hope everyone is having a great day tonight. As always, we are live on our studio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, which is up in the corner. So if you see me look up, I'm reading comments up there. So, with that being said, we're going to make a strange attempt again tonight to see if our disclosure works.
Right. Fingers
I
crossed.
spent a lot of time on the phone with them throughout the week, so it should work now. So let's
Hopefully.
see.
Ying Yang the podcast does not own rights to any background music or noise you may hear. This podcast is completely opinion based and may include adult content, adult language, and verbiage not suitable for any underage viewers. Information found in this podcast may not contain exact accuracy as it is opinion based. Please listen at your own risk.
All right, so it kind of played. It started kind of strangely, but we're going to just do a new disclosure anyways next week. So we're going to get rid of that for a moment. So, just a reminder for everyone as we start the podcast tonight, if you're going to chat, please make sure that you do it on either TikTok, Riverside, or Facebook. We cannot see YouTube or Twitch as we are broadcasting. So, loyalty. And the reason I didn't specify loyalty in relationships or anything like that, because loyalty is something across the board. And that's just my opinion. Some people feel like there should only be loyalty in relationships, that it doesn't matter with jobs, it doesn't matter with friendships, different things like that. In your opinion, Sheena, what is loyalty to you?
Loyalty is just that loyal factor is being dedicated to that person, that cause, I want to I don't want to say issue, but just being loyalty in that relationship or situationship or ish ship that you're in. Just being dedicated and like ride or die for whoever or whatever that cause is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and a lot of people, we've had a few comments throughout the week, and a lot of people has said things like loyalty is honesty.
Hmm.
And the two do go hand in hand. I
They
mean,
really do.
I will say that there are moments in life where dishonesty is caused for in loyalty, you
That's like
know?
their own little yin yang, loyalty and honesty. They
Right.
go together. They fit together. You can't have one without the other. You shouldn't.
Um, but like little things like my job. I love my job, but should someone come out of the woodworks and offer me 100K to do the same thing, I'm probably going to take it. And it's not that the loyalty for my company is not there. It's that we all have a family to take care of. You
You're
know what I
loyal to your
mean?
family, not to the job.
Well, see, and that's a big thing. Like I would never I don't job hop. Like I don't like for instance I work in property management. So if another property management company came to me and they said, "Hey, will you come work for us for the same amount of money?" Well, no, I don't think so.
Right. Got to be an incentive.
Because I'm loyal to the company I currently work for. There'd be no need for me to switch. If you want to double my salary, we can talk business.
Yeah, because at that
But then
point you be
that's when
loyal
the
to your
loyalty,
family.
yep,
It switches, it transfers your loyalty transfers to your family, and then at that point you have to take it. That's the
exactly.
problem.
So, with that being said, here's my question to you. Can you provide a story of a time in your life? If you want, I'll go first.
Okay.
Maybe it'll help you. I'll go first. So, I'm going to provide a story about a time in my life where I was loyal to someone who didn't deserve it.
Oh yeah, I can.
So, 9 times out of 10, people are going to say these about relationships. But, sorry, y'all, my lips feel so dry.
Oh, I got one of those for a relationship, a friendship. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
I've definitely
I
been
don't.
through that.
I don't like to talk about my past relationships very often because
No.
none of them were healthy. Um, and most of them didn't have loyalty. So, but I'm going to talk about a past friendship. And, it took me a long time to realize that this particular person wasn't a friend. Um, they seemed to always come around when life was okay, and or if their life wasn't okay but mine was, so that I could step in and help them. Um but the first chance that they got, they went behind my back and slept with an ex of mine and then denied it, like full-fledged denied it even after he admitted it. And it was like, dang, man, like, and
Still?
it's right. It's one of those moments where you're like, he already admitted it. I already know because he has no reason to lie to me because this is now the end of our relationship because he admitted this. I'm walking away. I will not be left to feel like I am less than by anyone.
Right.
But even once he, admitted it and I went to them and I was like, listen, he told me what happened. I'm not even as mad at you as I thought I would be. And I was like, all I want you to do is tell me that it happened so that I can move forward and forgive you. And those were my true intentions because that's who I am as a person. But instead, she was just like, no, it never happened. He's lying because he likes me. Heifer, you ain't all that.
Yeah.
So at that point is when I
Lying.
realized that the loyalty in our friendship was very one sided and it was time for me to take a step back. So do you have an example story like that?
Yeah, actually, that kind of like happened to me too, as well. With the friend who I thought it was friend, like we worked together, I ride or die for her. Anything she needed, I used to go pick her kids up for school and everything. It was,
Mm-mm.
yeah, crazy. But I think everybody might have that type of, if you talk about loyalty, you probably have that type of example. I have another friend that, because I'm a good person and I understand the struggle, so I'll be there to help you. Like, and I'm a good friend. Like,
Hmm.
anything you come to me, you need help. If I can help you, I'll help you. But I just had this one friend that was like, I mean, like I don't know if you call this disloyal, but it's like when they're like, almost like a leash. Like, it's like one sided and
Oh,
you're
like they
loyal to
like
them.
always gotta need money or need help with
Need
this or
something, or but
let me
when
get a
you need
ride.
something, like you need something, you call them and they're like MIA or giving you the run around or don't
Oh yeah,
answer
that
you
yeah,
or
I'm gonna
act
help.
like
Just
you're a
call me back
stranger.
later. What?
Yeah, but when they need something, you're right there to do everything for them, and it's like, I don't know if that's really a loyalty issue, but
Well, let me
definitely
ask
with
you
the
something. Your
friend.
friend, that one that you're talking about right there, when the relationship ended, when you and that person's friendship diminished, did they act out? And I'm asking this for a reason because I know you, and we all know here on this podcast from past conversations that you are naturally a very petty person.
I'm very petty.
Yeah, I know, but I love that about you. I love that about you,
Yeah, I
love.
am petty. I'm
Um,
petty. This is
so
the
when
fourth
that
with that.
diminished, did y'all like both kind of go petty back and forth, or was it just a quick cut?
Well, it was a quick cut because I couldn't trust neither one of them because I didn't know who was telling me the truth. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be done with both of y'all. So I cut both of
So
them out.
did you ever seek revenge on someone that ended up being like unloyal to you? Like, were they unloyal to you and then you called up their boyfriend and was like, well, listen, she was out there at the club doing this or doing that?
No,
So
no,
you're
I would just
petty, but
say
you're not that petty?
I'm not that petty. Because like I'm not that petty because like when situations like that, because my ultimately my feelings be hurt, and then when my feelings be hurt, I just like I go into my little space, my little hole, and I guess that's a good idea. I maybe should start doing petty shit.
No, no, don't do
Yeah, just
that.
so I can get over it faster.
No,
You gave me an idea
no,
just
that
now.
was not, no, because that wasn't an idea. And I asked that for a reason because, like, for some people, there's a time when the loyalty ends.
Hmm.
But, like, for me, I'm not really that person. Like, I'm still holding secrets about that girl that slept with one of my exes that I'll
Oh,
hold till the
I'm
day I
holding
die,
everybody. No, I don't
you
see. I'm
know,
not
because
that type of
that's
person. No,
that,
because
and that's
like,
why I feel like you're a loyal person. But that's why I asked that, because
hmm,
I wanted to get you to answer me before I said, okay, so we are the same on that note. Like,
yeah,
your
no, no,
secrets
I'm
are
not.
our
Yeah,
secrets until the end.
I don't care what you did to me, but like if you told me something in confidence and I'm gonna hold a secret for you, if we're no longer friends, I'm gonna cut you off. You know why I cut you off, but I'll still hold your secrets. I won't do that because I won't want nobody to tell my secrets if I came to you
Have you
while we was
ever had
friends.
someone you didn't hold secrets for?
No, I don't think
So
so.
I can't say that. And that's just me being completely honest. I
Yeah, I don't think
I
I
had
know because like because 9 out of 10 times when she tell me it, I'm gonna forget it anyway. But um, if I do remember it, I'm not gonna, out you out. That's your problem. Like it'll come out eventually anyway, on your own doing, especially.
I had
So,
a friend that we quit being friends like years ago, probably like
mhm.
10 years ago, like a long time ago. And I hadn't spoken to them in like 5 years. And then in 2021, they added me back to Facebook.
Don't you love those?
And I was like, oh, cool. We're grown now as people. Maybe you've transformed into this better person.
Mhm.
Um, and I really hope for their sake that someday they watch this podcast so they can understand. But there's certain low blows that you don't take with people. And that individual reached out to me and was like, hey, I'm just trying to see how you're doing. Are you doing all right? And I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm cool. Um, and then I was very short with them though, because I didn't know what their intentions were. I knew what
Mhm.
they had done to me previously, and they did, like, they told a bunch of my business to people that I didn't really know, and then it got back to me.
Oh.
And so it was very disheartening.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even anything about like my personal life. It was about my medical situation. And you know me, you know that I'm very private with a lot of that stuff.
Right.
So it became very upsetting when it was all happening, because people were finding out information about me before I was able to even disclose it, before members of my family were finding out. And so I was like, listen, we can't be friends if you can't keep your mouth shut. And back then she was like, you just take this stuff too seriously. It was just chit chat. My life should never be chit chat in yours, you know?
Right.
So then when she contacted me back in 2021, I was super short with her. And then she sent me a message and was like, why are you being super short? Clearly you can't get over the past. How are you
I
doing
had one of
medically?
those too recently too. Yeah.
But then she came back, and this was my final cutoff, because she came back and she was like, I understand the guilt you feel for your father's loss. And I was like, what? I don't know what you're referring to. And she was like, because clearly you weren't there for him as you needed to be. Oh, oh, really?
Oh, she went there.
Right. And so I was like, you know what? Boom, block, no words needed. And she tried to contact me after that on TikTok saying I mistook what she said and all that. And I just banned her there too, because I didn't mistake nothing. You tried to dig deep. You tried to
Mhm.
get me to react. You're grown enough to know what you did wrong. Cut off. And
Right.
that was it. Like, we
See,
don't
we're
have anything
all
else to ever discuss.
yeah.
But when she did that, all those same friends that she told all that, it was only 3 other people, but those 3 people that she and I waited 10 years, but those 3 people that she told all my business to, I went right back in there and told them everything I knew about them from her. And I sure did. I was like, "Okay, we go in there, let's be petty." And I went back in there and I did it, and I did it on 2 grounds. Number 1, you took a low blow that I will not play with. Number 2, I waited 10 years. I held your secret for 10 years and I'd have held it the rest of my life had you not come back around and attempted to hurt me again.
Right. That was just bananas.
And so, when I did that, I know it was petty and I know it was wrong. And
It's
I
wrong on
actually
that point,
felt
but
guilty
yeah.
afterwards. I felt real guilty afterwards because I know I ruined those friendships. But that was the first time in my life, which was 10 years ago. So in my late 20s, that I learned that if people chat with other people, about other people to you, they're chatting about you to
You
other
to other
people.
people.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
You
I don't
better
never
watch
want
who
to
you
hear them
vent
people to
to.
come back to you and they be like, oh, so and so said this about you. Well, baby, why was they so comfortable saying it to you?
Right.
That means you talk about me also.
Mm. That's why I went with God. Like I'd be like, God, let me have a conversation because I know you ain't gonna tell my secrets, but still, we need to talk because you can't really trust a lot of people. And if they gonna, like you said, that they gonna chit chat about other people with you, they definitely talking about you to them same people.
Mhm. Always.
Hmm. Life
So,
is messy, but I feel like we're all. I'm not saying we're all, but I know me and you is grown as adults pushing 40, and we ain't got time for shenanigans.
hey,
No.
listen, I know I said this morning and morning with the coffees that I was pushing 40, but I've decided it's later in the day and I feel better. So now I'm pushing 30, okay? So don't be saying I'm pushing 40 on this podcast. I'm
Okay.
pushing 30, guys.
I'm
30,
pushing 28. Well, that says
right?
still kind of 30ish. So I think yeah. So I'm pushing 28, but I'm just saying we're all grown. Is my point. And I listen. I don't have time for it. Like it probably like in my 20s, like my late early 20s. I should say since I'm only 28 in my early 20s. I would say, maybe I would be that level of petty with some people because, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Right.
you're kind of petty if you really petty. But now I'm like, I ain't got time. I got too much stuff. I'm gonna just cut you off. Like you said, bing bang block, ghost or whatever. You're gonna
That's
get
right.
ghosted or
Cut.
blocked because I got too much stuff to do. I got light bill, mortgage, rent, kids need shoes, dog need food. No, I ain't got time for you. You want to be disloyal to me? Okay, you want to be cut out my circle. My circle is real small for that same reason. That same
That's
reason. I don't have
what
time
was
for
that
it.
quote? My circle's so small it became a triangle or something like that.
Basically,
Like,
mine can't even be a shape because it's his lines.
right, me and this person cool, me and this person cool, those two don't speak.
It's just a straight line. Like, listen, like I don't have time. Like I'm here for a purpose and I'm trying to live out my purpose. If you're not fitting in that, then okay, God already told me certain people don't need to come with me, some people don't need to be in my circle. So if you don't show that you're that the person that need to be close to me, then you're getting cut off. And I don't
Okay,
have
well,
time to explain to you why. If you want to know why, I tell you, but you're cut off and I'm moving on with my life.
all right. So we've kind of talked about friendships for the last how whatever, I don't even know what time it is. For the last 15ish
20
minutes.
minutes, yeah.
Um so
Ish minutes.
now let's kind of move forward to relationships. I feel like I know you really well, but I don't know your past, and everybody has a past, you know?
Hmm.
Have you ever stepped out on a relationship? And you can be honest, this is a no judgment zone. Um, you know what? I'll start. So, I didn't technically step out on a relationship.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, what do you mean? Technically having like outside friends, or technically like
It depends
having
what kind of friends they are, girl. I mean,
like
so
letting
here,
somebody else
let me
in your
explain
cookie
mine.
jar? Because that
At
never
the
happened.
end
But
at the
friends,
end
yes.
of me and my child's father's relationship,
Hmm.
my daughter's father, and he knows this, but we were actually already broken up. Like, we had been broke up for 2 weeks. He didn't have a place to go and was trying to find an apartment, so he was sleeping on my couch at my apartment.
Hmm.
And I started seeing someone else. and I wasn't bringing that person to the house or hanging out with that person, inside the home that we were living in together at the moment,
Right.
because I'm not that disrespectful. However, I did start seeing someone else. And when he found out, like, he lost it. Like, that's what was like the very last day of us being in the same household. He became physically abusive the day that he found out, which led to the police escorting him off of the premises. But that situation right there made me feel really guilty because I felt like maybe that's how people felt when they cheated. Um, I'm too scared to cheat because I'm a really bad, I get emotionally attached to people. And so, like, if I ever tried to, like, cheat, I'd probably become emotionally attached to that person too, and I'd want
Yeah.
to keep them both. And that's not a good thing for me. But when you just said, what I'm kind of questioning about what you said a second ago is,
You want me to
you said,
elaborate?
well, you mean like friends, or like I let them in the
Like
cookie
a cookie
jar,
jar?
or
Like, what are we talking
so
about?
no,
Cause
cheating to me is anything that you feel like you have to hide in a relationship. Like, if my boyfriend came to me right now, it's like, let me go through your phone, I'd be like, why? But not in a I have something to hide way,
right.
but in a, hey, what are you looking for? But I'd hand him the phone, whatever, go through it.
Yeah.
Look, you ain't gonna find nothing but me turning down a bunch of people on TikTok for being a sugar baby. And girl,
Or
they all
sending
through
them
my
pics
inbox
that they
for
need to
that.
keep to themselves.
Right.
Y'all know
Or
what type of pics I'm talking about.
that's all you're really gonna find in there. So that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, but if you want to go through my phone just because you want to see what me and my best friend talk about when I'm mad at you, then no, you can't go through my phone, because when I'm mad at you, I hate you and I can say anything I want as long as I'm not saying it to your face and I'm saying it to my best friend. So
I'm pretty
but
sure they probably saying the same thing to their little homeboys.
right.
Like, I can't believe she did this.
So to me, cheating is deleting text messages, hiding the fact that you hung out with somebody, things like that. Have you ever cheated? I
Hanging
already know.
out.
Everybody already knows the answer
Okay.
based on your face, just so we're clear.
I know, but it's I don't technically could well, mm, technically it is cheating. In my book, it's not because like in my head, I was already done with my ex. I was like, listen, I want to break up. I don't want to be with you no more. But like I started talking to somebody like before I actually communicated out my mouth to them. But you know how I am. Like I will mentally break up with you before I communicate it to you. But in that window of time, I did start talking to somebody else. So I guess technically that's cheating because I didn't really communicate it yet. But in my mind, we was already done. So in my mind, it wasn't cheating. It was just me
No, that and
interviewing
that
somebody else for your position.
that makes completely sense. Completely sense. I don't make completely sense right now, but that made completely sense.
That did, but somebody else can come tag team on my team. I need somebody on to
So no,
back
I'm
me
about to
up.
tag team on your team because, and
Yeah,
I want to
somebody
say
back me. Somebody
because
know what I'm trying to say.
technically, if we get technical, technically I cheated too because I moved
Hmm.
on from my marriage before I was divorced. So
Well, you was
technically I
separated
cheated
though,
also. Oh yeah, we were more than separated. We
right?
were
That's what
more than
in my book.
separated.
That's really not cheating because like if you did it before y'all was separated, then yeah.
But yeah, no, we had
But
already
y'all was
communicated
separated,
to each other that we were no longer
right?
together.
Right.
And so Sheena, I just want to say that I know that that's something we've worked on the last couple of years for you, is your communication prior to doing something. So it makes me
Right.
feel good
But
that
when I wanted to hire the other dude for that position, I did communicate. I was like, "Hey, we're done." Like, I did communicate to him before I actually like hired the other guy. So, just because we were talking,
listen,
we
why
hanged
do you
out.
make relationships sound like business transactions?
Because I'm a business-minded person and that's how I correlate them. I don't know.
Before I hired the new employee, I communicated with the current one that the position was no longer theirs.
You're fired. But then he called back and begged for his position back, and I was stupid to give him his position back.
Huh. I wonder if that'd work with my employer.
Yeah,
Probably not.
but no.
But
So yeah, technically yeah, but mentally no.
okay, okay.
I'm pretty loyal in relationships until you piss me off, and then who knows what
So,
may take.
what is your loyalty done point? Like, what is the one thing as a friend that if I did to you, you'd be like, no, there's no forgiving, there's no getting past this, we are done?
Uh, you trying to physically hurt me? Like I had one friend who tried when we were in school, and she tried to set me up to get hurt or whatnot. And when you try to physically hurt me, it's unforgivable in my book, and I won't talk to this person till today. Like I yeah, have nothing to say to you.
What's their
But
name?
I know if I tell you, you will be going and knocking at the door, their door, and be like, "Listen, we need to talk about this." Yes,
Hey, here's me and all my podcast viewers who want to be on a podcast.
it's like I'm afraid to say the story. It's like she was uh the one that introduced me to my son's father. But what I didn't understand is like if she had a crush on him, why do you introduce him to me? But then we
Oh,
started.
so you were young when you met this girl.
Yes,
Okay.
I was very young, and then I guess she left the jealousy of me and him because she even said she never thought that we would even kick it off. But we had so much in common that we kicked it off, and we had a really good relationship at the beginning and stuff. So that kind of made her jealous that we were getting so close and stuff, and she started doing stuff to me out of I guess that jealousy, and that at that point when you're putting my life in danger, then you we don't need to be friends anymore.
Okay. So would you still be friends with someone if you found out they were talking trash about you behind your back?
No, that too. Like no, like if I don't have to deal with you, like if you're like a friend that's a family member and I occasionally have to see you or speak to you, I would speak out of respect before, a family purposes. Like we have family function, I will speak out of respect. But we would not have like the buddy friendship that we had before. If I don't have to communicate or see you ever in life again, then yeah, you would be definitely cut off. I would definitely not be sharing anything else with you, and I will only have to deal with you unless it's tend to, like I said, if I have to deal with you. If I don't have to deal with you, I won't deal with you. I have a few friends like that. Like I don't talk to unless I have to because they're sketchy. I don't know if I can fully trust their intentions.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, I
So
mean, I
yeah,
completely agree with that.
I put my friends with me, and I know I'm not the only one that does it, but you get put into a category. Like I have, and I'm very protective because I'm very protective of my energy. I'm very protective of my space. So if you're a friend that I consider really close and we're close, you get that first level of friendship where I'll let you in. But if not, I'm not sure your intentions and stuff. But I think you're a cool person and you could have potential to be really close friends. And you get another level, and but you have boundaries. I set those boundaries for those levels of what I do with you. But then if you show that you're not worthy to be in that category or even move up to a higher category, then you get demoted or you get cut off to associates. That's why they have like besties and associates and friends and stuff because you have to put them in levels. Like you're associate. I only deal with you because when I have to. And if you can't be an associate, then you're non-existent in my book.
Right. Um,
Because there's
okay.
associate, yeah, there's associate level, a friend level, a bestie level, a ride or die level. So it's like pick your poison. I guess you got to prove to me that you're worthy to even be in my circle. And I know I'm not the only one like that. I'm very protective of my energy and my time and my space.
So
got some
Sorry,
puzzles.
my phone down here was doing something weird, so I'm gonna just move it up here. So with that being said, then, thank you for the heart thing. Um,
Hey, thank you. We getting love.
so okay, so we've talked about relationships. We've talked
Mhm.
about friendships. How many relationships have you been in where the person wasn't loyal to you?
Two.
And did they cheat with one person or multiple people?
One of them, one that I know of. The other one, definitely multiple.
So, in your opinion, did it hurt more when it was one person or when it was multiple? And I asked that because I actually have an opinion about that.
When it was multiple, definitely. Cause at first, like, cause I know that again. I keep saying it, but I'm like the person that I'll give you a second chance. And if I'm really, really in love with you, I might give you a third chance. But at some point, if you keep doing the same mistake again, it's gonna get really old, and then you're just gonna get, you know. But at the second time when you give someone that many chances, because you love them, you care about them, you give them the benefit of doubt, it hurts to see that they know they know what they're doing is wrong. They know it hurts you because you didn't give them that second chance and stuff. And for them to do it again, yeah, it does hurt worse than just knowing that it's one person, knowing that they keep doing it again and again and again. So showing and this the first one, the one person I know of, I didn't know it during the relationship. I found
Right.
out after the relationship. So it's like, yeah, it hurt, but not as bad as finding out like when you're right in it. Because the second one, I
Okay, well,
found
that
out while
makes
we were
sense because
still
you've already
together.
started to heal from that
Yeah,
relationship also. So
yeah,
no, that actually makes a lot of sense. I I have never been in a relationship that until now that I wasn't cheated on. Um
same. Like I must, but I've never been in that many relationships as because I don't trust a lot of people. So you really, for me to let my guard down, and I guess because the ones that I have was like really long term, but the one that I am now and now is the same, like trust wise, where I could feel like the loyalty is there to where I like it or need it to be.
right, right. So with my situations, okay. So the father of my daughter, we're going to call him a name. Let's call him Paul. Okay. So with Paul, I'm never going to remember that name. But with Paul, he cheated on me with multiple women. He took trips with multiple women. He dogged me out. He made me look stupid in my entire city. Um, that
I had
did
a
not
Paul too.
hurt. He's probably the same way. They all are.
Yeah.
Um, so he dogged me out. He made me feel stupid. He made me look stupid. But the moment that I walked away from him, I didn't even have to heal from it because he had hurt me so bad
Yes.
that I was just happy to be away from him and done.
Same.
The
Was we
person that
dating the same Paul?
okay, so mine disclosure, mine's name really's not that name. Okay.
Well,
And it's
mine's
funny
not
because I feel
neither.
like because I knew what
I
Sheena was
just
talking about, I think that I took her name and just used that, and I should have chose a different name, but I didn't. But I knew he was a dog anyways, so
no, I'm just saying like
whatever.
as characteristics because like I was just the same person. Like they're the same, even though they have different names, but they're the same structure. They
My
still
Paul's family was originally from Haiti.
oh mine's Paul's family was originally from. I don't even remember. I don't even know.
Lugoff.
But
No, I'm just kidding.
somewhere in the south. But they act the same. I should say that they both did the same dumb shit to run us off.
Well, so and let me start by saying that is not what broke me. When I was with my most recent ex, that's what we'll just leave it at. He formed a relationship with someone that hurt because the whole whining and dining and going out to catch these girls, and then once you got them, you don't really deal with them no more because you was just trying to get the play. That does not hurt as much to me as an emotional connection with another female.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. If it's
And
somebody you just went to get your rocks off, you could pretty much. That's where like my second chances come. But if you having a whole fledged relationship with somebody, then you got your
yeah,
feelings
because I can't
involved.
forgive that because I'm always going to
No.
think, like, oh, great, oh, you've been gone too long. You must have found another relationship, or oh, you must be with her.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
those are the ones that, in my opinion, hurt more, but they all
Yeah.
hurt. I don't
Definitely.
think anyone ever acknowledges the true after effects of two things: being ghosted and people cheating. You know,
Right.
I didn't know anything about being ghosted until like after my ex, when I decided to try to like start dating or whatever. Um, that's the first time in my life I had been ghosted. And I was like real ghosted, like his family told me he died. And then 2 months later, me and my best friend found him on social media making TikTok videos with his girlfriend. And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, I
You're
guess he
not
came
dead.
back from the dead."
Wow, that's a
um,
real ghost story right
right.
there.
That's a real ghost story. But anyways, cheating I think is one of those things where people don't realize the effects it has later in life.
No, it
Because
don't.
once you've
Cause
been cheated
yeah,
on, you kind of look at yourself different in the mirror. Like, what is it that I did not compare to that made them walk
right,
away or step out? And it
right,
has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them completely.
right. And your
You
new
know?
person is really the one that catches hell because you putting all of that on them and you're watching them really really closely and
And I have
you
never
like
blamed a female.
you bet not do this that the third and you watching them and thinking they're going to do the same thing when they're trying to you know, get you out of that mindset. But it's hard to break that mindset because you put all of that transgression, all of that anger transposed to the new person.
Right. Well, see, and I've never blamed the female even when the female deserved it.
Yeah, me neither
Um
because the dude knows what kind of relationship he was in with you.
well, and not just that, but you know what? As females, we are like, okay, well, she knew about me. Yeah, she did, but guess what? She don't owe you nothing. You are not in a relationship with her. Even if she was
Hmm.
your friend, she doesn't owe you anything. And if that man is in her ear promising her the world, that's all we women are taught from the moment that we're born. We watch fairy tale story after fairy tale story, hoping and praying that that we're going to come from that. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are the aliens coming?
Yeah, I have an alien right here.
Are you holding its hand? That must be Adam.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better because all I seen was you look up, and I was like, "Uh oh, the aliens are coming." Um,
Yeah, they're coming to get me because I told them that AT&T was their fault.
they already knew it was their fault. They accidentally unplugged the switch. We talked about this morning, guys. Go
Yes,
back and watch our live from this morning.
yes.
We uncovered the entire AT&T mystery.
Mhm.
So
It was
talk
the
about
aliens.
loyalty. All of you people that still have AT&T today, that's loyalty. Because if
Right.
my phone company cut off for, 12 hours, I would be switching the following day.
Yeah, I'm still with AT&T. I'm sorry, but I don't want to go through the hassle of switching. But I'm loyal to them now. As long as it don't happen again, y'all need to fucking duct tape
Mm-hmm.
that switch.
Uh-huh, I hear you. I hear you. That them new employees start AT&T next week, don't they? Y'all wait. That's gonna happen again. Um,
Send them some duct tape.
send them some duct tape. um, so speaking of loyalty, is it just me or are men more loyal to their barber than they are to their girl?
Yeah.
I got other people commenting on our Facebook chat saying they're still loyal to AT&T also. And again, I'm going to say to you loyal AT&T customers, you are suckers.
I'm a sucker because I'm.
AT&T just ghosted y'all for 12 hours and y'all let them get away with it. If my boyfriend didn't come home for 12 hours, listen, y'all better put AT&T on the porch. Tell them they're in the doghouse.
Oh my goodness.
Um But yeah, so men are more loyal to their barbers than they are their girls. They will wait 3 weeks for their barber to fit them in, but won't
Mhm.
wait 10 minutes for us to get our
Mhm.
lashes on to go to dinner.
That's just they don't play about your hair. They don't play about their hair. I don't know. Adam's the same way. I cannot like if I can't get in him. He had dreads, but if I can't get him into that one person through his retwist, he will just not have his hair retwisted. He don't care. He won't only want one person touching his head.
Listen, I understand. I want dreads so bad. So bad. Gosh,
Yeah, so
man.
I don't know what we need a guy. We need to get a dude on here so we can know. I know you probably look cute with dreads though. I want dreads too. My hair is soft though, and the last time I tried it, they came right out. So I don't know. I might wait till it get a little longer and then try it again.
well, I feel like mine's long enough.
Yeah,
I just don't
I
know if it's
love
coarse
dreads.
enough.
I love the dread look, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what it is. We need to ask some dudes like what it is about your barber or getting your hair. Like they do not like other people touching. They cannot have
It's
multiple
so
people's in their hair.
weird.
Not
All
have
right. So we've talked about relationships, we've talked about friendships. Now let's talk about loyalty in the workplace.
it. Mm.
Mm. So, I don't know how or why, but typically when I go into a workplace, I end up very tight with upper management. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I've always worked in upper management, like since I was like 19.
Mhm.
Um, so my loyalty seems to always fall with that person. Which makes a lot of like my coworkers or my peers not like me. And my best friend can actually attest to this because when her and I tried to work together at a call center, I moved up a little bit and I had to start being, supervisorily. I don't know the word to use there.
That sounds
Supervisory.
good enough to me. Put it together.
And like I would have to tell her, like, hey, you can't eat on the sales floor. And she'd be
Yeah.
like, "For real?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, you can't." And she'd be like, "Heifer,
Mhm.
you used to sneak snacks with me." And I'm like, "I know, but it's my job to tell you now that you're not allowed to have them.
Right.
It wasn't my
You have
job
to,
before."
yeah, you have to have the
Uh,
boundaries based on the position. So you have to protect yourself. Like you have to draw the line somewhere, especially
so
when
where
you're
do you draw the
management.
line at loyalty for a company? At what point does a company push you to the point where you look for another job and that loyalty is defaulted? Is it based on like your pay raise or is it
Mhm.
based on benefits or does it have to do like have you ever quit a job because of benefits or has it always been like quitting a job directly because of how your boss treated you? Because so many
Never
people
been,
say,
yeah, never because of benefits. It's always been because what they're wanting me to do doesn't correlate with the what they're paying me, and I don't feel appreciated. Um,
okay,
yeah, so it definitely has to do with the company, the boss. Where if I don't feel appreciated enough, or and I come across a better opportunity, yeah, I'm gonna take it. But I don't like you said, I don't try to job hunt. I don't job hunt, job what you said earlier,
hop.
job hop. If I'm happy, I would stick, stick with the job. I will move up with the company. I will help out, even if I would even do stuff that's not on my job description just to help out the team.
Me
But
too.
at a point where you abuse that, like you're um abusing it right in my
Hmm.
face. I know you're abusing it, and you know I know you're abusing it, and you keep doing it. Then yeah, I'm gonna leave because I'm gonna go to another company who appreciates my value because I know my worth. I know my work ethic, and I know what I can bring to the table. So if you don't appreciate that, I know another company will.
So, and I've only left jobs because of the way upper management treated me or someone, and like something I
Mhm.
actually saw, not like word of mouth.
Mhm.
Um, and then if I had to relocate, those are the only times I've ever left
Mhm.
jobs.
Yeah.
My last job, I told everybody I was leaving because of insurance. And I'm going to be real here because this is my platform and I legally can do that now. So, what really happened was a coworker of mine continued to use a very derogatory word in the workplace. I reported it and I was told that I was being too sensitive.
Mm.
And it's not like they were saying the F word. I don't care if they say the F word at work. I don't give a shit about none of that. You're not fixing to say the N word in front of me, though. That goes too far. That pushes buttons, and I can't explain that any other way. Now, had that had never happened, I would have never started seeking different employment. I would have stayed with that company and stayed loyal forever because I absolutely love the man that runs that company. And still to this day, I adore him as a person. I adore his family. I adore that company. I love it. But no matter how many times I said something about that word, even to the individual, I was always made to feel like I was in the wrong, like I was being too sensitive. And that's hurtful,
Mhm.
and
They kept crossing that boundary. You had set that
right. And
boundary, and
that's
they didn't
literally
respect it.
when it comes to the workplace, I have like three boundaries.
Mhm.
Don't hurt a kid in front of me. Don't physically put your hands on somebody in front of me and don't say the N word. That's it. That's it. I can deal with anything else,
Right. I get
you
that. I
know?
get that. And that's a
And
lot of time when they keep passing that boundary, when somebody keep breaking your boundaries, even after you tell them this is my boundary, don't cross this line, and they keep crossing it, or don't respect you enough to know that respect your boundaries enough as a person to respect you and your boundaries, then you got to go.
right. Right, cuz at that point there's nothing left. And even if I had stayed, like I am logical enough to know that even if I had stayed, it would never stop. And I would keep being as angry and hurt as I
Mhm.
was every time it happened. So there was no choice but to move on at that point. And I moved on and I
Right.
absolutely love where I went. So it worked out great for me. Because I needed and but that's one of the biggest problems when you work for a small business.
Mhm.
I like working for corporate companies because there is an HR department where you can reach out if something like that were to happen and they would handle it. Whereas when you work for a mom and pop company, you don't have an HR department. So I was reporting my information directly to the owner.
Yeah, but
And
they still have to follow discrimination laws. They were basically
oh, I completely agree.
discriminating. Yeah,
But
it
that's the
wasn't.
thing. Like, I love that owner, that individual so much that I didn't want to report him to the state board and things like that for what was happening. I would never do that to his company because I love him, and it hurt so bad to know that it was just kind of brushed off. But I would also never, because even the person that did it, I don't dislike as a person. I just dislike the things that they said. You know what I mean? Like, I know that the intentions weren't there to sound like they were being racist. However, the words were still there.
Right.
And that was the hurtful part. So I would never have asked him to choose between me and that person. I would never have reported him to the board. I would never spill any of the secrets from when I worked there, because of loyalty. However, I will remove myself from the situation if it's not positive for me anymore.
Right. Same. I'm in the same boat. Like if you cutting boundaries, not feeling respected or appreciated, it's time for me to move on. But I will be loyal still to you because I will hold all of the secrets. I won't, you know, go on social media and talk shit about the company or whatnot.
Yep.
To other people, I won't take people with me because some people do that. They talk shit and
Oh
be like
no.
take the whole team with them to the other another job or something, or make everybody
Oh
else
yeah, I've
quit.
seen that happen a lot.
But yeah, I won't do all that. I'll just like duly note it and move on.
Well, and that's I feel like when you get to a point as an adult, that's all you can do, and
Mhm.
like it broke my heart. Like he came to me a few times before I left and was like, "What can I do to keep you? If I give you this amount of money, will you stay? If I do this?" And I kept telling him, "No, listen, I need health benefits." But I could have got the health benefits. I could have got him right through marketplace. I could have paid for him. I could have asked for him to pay the difference for the money for that, and he'd have done it. But there was no reason for me to stay if things weren't going to change. And it sucked because he wanted me to be there too. But you got to do what you got to do for
Mhm.
yourself. And I would never have wanted it to get to the point where my loyalty towards him and his company was
Eating you alive.
questioned. Yeah, well, and because that's when you do end up with like whistleblowers and I'm not saying whistleblowing is a bad thing. I don't want anyone to ever think if somebody treats you that badly, I think whistleblowing is the ultimate thing to do. But however, I never wanted to get to a point where I was put in that situation. I didn't want to get to a point where I was like reporting him to the board because he's a good
Mhm.
person and a good man with a good heart. However, I also know I would never go back and work there, without some kind of actual drawn out lines. And those lines, unless there was an HR department, I won't work for that company ever again. No company. If you don't have a full HR department, I don't
What?
want no part of it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah. It's much easier when you have a dedicated HR department where you have direct contact with someone you can go to for those situations.
Yeah, and not just those situations. So many things happen, especially like I was working in the construction industry, and in the construction industry, women are talked to like trash. And I put up with a lot of that. I would have multiple people say very negative things or very sexist things, and you just deal with it. But I'll never do that again. Next time I want an HR department where I can call and say, "Hey, this guy just told me my place was in the office, not out here inspecting his such and such.
Oh
Let's fix
wow.
this." Oh yeah, girl, they're mean to women in the construction industry. Um, but I have tough skin. Like that kind of stuff didn't bother me. They'd say stuff like that, and I'd be like, "I'm getting this paid the same amount as you, and I get to be in an office all day. Play with me if you want. Who's stupid now?" So,
Right.
but that's one of the biggest things, like for businesses. Now, for you, like personally, what is why is loyalty so important to you? That's the question.
It's about respect. If you're not loyal to me, then I feel disrespected. If you
Hmm.
can't respect me enough to be loyal to me, then why do I need you in my circle? Like if you're not in my
Exactly.
circle, if you're not in my circle, I'm not going to be too hard on you about loyalty because you're just going to show me what type of person you are, and then I'm gonna deal with you accordingly, or block you off. But if you're in my circle and I respect you, and I'm going to hold you accountable for that loyalty, that respect, and that honesty. And if you can't uphold the loyalty and the honesty, then that's a straight line to disrespect.
Okay. Um,
And you don't need to be in my circle. You can't uphold those three things.
Agreed. As far as the respect factor, I think you hit it nail on the head. I almost turned my mic off with that, y'all, but y'all see I stopped because I realized the button was right
Because
there at that very moment that I was about to hit my mic. because I don't want to mute everything. But you hit the nail on the head because that's exactly what it is for everyone. Loyalty isn't about I want to own you or I want to possess you or
Mhm.
you can no, it's about a level of respect. We are all fucking adults.
Act like it.
Yeah, at what point? Because I can tell you, I was a rough teenager to raise, and I know that. I 100% know that. It doesn't bother me because I learned a lot and I learned to stand my ground when it came to certain things, you know. But I also learned that there's a level of disrespect from being a teenager that you do not have to put up with. You know, my mother stood by my side multiple of times when teachers disrespected me, you know, or didn't follow my IEP plan or, you know, whatever it was that she had to say. She stood next to me when I was in the right. And she told me behind closed doors when I was in the wrong.
Mhm.
And that's the reality of it. Like my mom showed me what loyalty meant through my
Oh
teenage
yeah.
years,
I think
and
that
that's
yeah, you should do that in any relationship or friendship or whatever. Don't downplay them in front of uh I would say the public. That was right. Good that even if you're wrong, like even if like my I guess relationship now, like even if I feel like he said something wrong or he did something wrong or I'm not 100% on board with it, I won't blast it in front of everybody or in front of his thing or call him out in public. I'll wait till we like home in the room and be like, hey, let's talk about this, when it's just one on one, just out of that loyalty and respect, because you don't want to put out there in the public that y'all not that y'all divided or y'all not like a team. Like that's the loyalty thing too, showing that y'all
mhm.
are one in front of everybody. Out in public, y'all thick as thieves. Like you should be thick as thieves. Like nobody should know that y'all had disagreements.
Well, and people
Those
look
should
for those
be
weaknesses.
y'all. Don't broadcast your weaknesses because
Yep,
people will use that against you.
absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and loyalty gets to a point. Okay, listen, what I was saying earlier about like my mom showing me what real loyalty was through a really rough time in my life. The reason I brought that up is because I knew at 16 years old that disrespect and loyalty went hand in hand.
Mhm.
You know, I don't need you to be loyal to me, honestly. I don't need you to be my friend. But I also don't need you to sugarcoat nothing. You know, don't disrespect me behind my back. Don't make me feel like I'm crazy, you know, because I'm not and I'm gonna figure it out. And that's what it comes down to is how can you live in a grown-up world and still be out here playing these games? Like if you don't want to be
Right.
in a relationship with somebody, guess what? You grown. You could say, "Hey, I'm
I
just
don't
trying to
want to do
sleep
this.
with you." Yeah, I'm just trying to sleep with you. I'm trying to chill time, here and there. But I don't want nothing real with you right
Oh
now.
my God, life would be so much easier if people just be honest with you want. It's not going to, you're not going to get a spanking. You're not going to go to jail. You're not going to get in trouble. You run your own life. Like, listen, you want to be in a relationship, in a marriage, say that. If you want a booty call, say that. You want friends with benefits, that might be the same thing as a booty call. But if you want friends with benefits, say that. If you want to be, just say what you want and stick to it. Like,
Every single one of my relationships for the past 15 years, I've started every relationship with the same exact thing. The only thing that I ask of you in this is that you tell me the truth so you don't take away my choice. At the moment that you take away my choice for the first time, I will walk out of the door and you will not ever see me again. And that's it. And because I said that from the beginning with each of them, like I can tell you, my child's father, he would tell me the truth. I would be like, "Were you out with a girl?" And he'd be like, "Yeah." But and I'm not saying what I did was good or how I dealt with that relationship was good or any of that, but what I am saying is at least he gave me honesty. So he didn't take away my choice. And that's the biggest thing about loyalty to me is don't take away my choice. You know, like for instance, if you and I were together, Sheena, and the boss just came around here and she told me that they would finna fire you tomorrow, well, you my friend. So guess what? I'm gonna tell you, yo, they finna fire you tomorrow. Not because I'm trying to hurt you, not because I'm trying to hurt them, but because you're my friend and I'm loyal to you. And I'm not going to take away your choice and your option to walk out of there before they do that to you. Just like, like with bosses, I hate when bosses like promise you a promotion for multiple years and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then they come back around, they're like, oh, it was cut from the budget. Well, then what did I just take 2 years of my life doing?
Waiting on you.
Right. And I'm not saying like it didn't get cut out of the budget. I get that. And that's fine. That's the company's decision. But don't expect me to have the same enthusiasm when you come back around in a few months and say, hey, now this is in the budget and we want you to do this, this, and this. It's not going to be the same enthusiasm then.
No, you just
I
flat
did
out trying to
that.
walk out.
Right. Well, and I did that with a storage company. I did everything that they asked of me to be a senior regional manager. And then when the position became available, they had me train the person that they gave it to.
Oh, I've been in that.
And it was an outsider. And I trained her and I did a phenomenal job. And the last day of her training was the day of my 2-week notice. And I went to a different storage company. And I didn't want to leave, but you put me in that position. You just made me look like an
Yeah.
entire fool to the entire company, and that's not fair. So, I mean, I think
Mm.
loyalty goes both ways with everybody and everything. You
It does.
know,
It's a give and take relationship.
Let- I'm gonna just stop asking people like, "Hey, are we friends? Hey, you want to be my friend?" I'm gonna start being like, "Yo, you want to be loyal for a little while? You want to be loyal together? Let's just be loyal
Yeah. What's
together."
your loyal? We should do a scale. Like, what's your loyalty level?
Right,
Like
but I
one
think
to
that it should be on
five.
people's foreheads.
Yeah, their
Like,
loyalty
like
number.
battery percentage, loyalty level.
Yes. Yes, their loyalty. Everybody should get a loyalty tattoo of the number or the where they fall at. We should do a loyalty scale and give everything a number, and then they should get the tattoo based on where they fall, so we'll know what type of loyal person they
All
are.
right, well, listen, aren't you going to run for president? You should run for president and go ahead and make that a thing.
Yeah, you
They're
don't want me to
saying
be
that the next
president.
woman president, that the first woman president should be from the South. That's what TikTok is saying right now.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, technically you're in the South, right?
Technically,
Just, you know what? Go ahead and just put your name out there and we can make your campaign. F it, you voted for Biden.
yeah, and
F
they're
it,
not
you
gonna
voted for
stop.
Trump. Yeah. And then that we'll just make that your campaign across the nation and people will just vote for you instead. Like, what do
Yeah,
you
let me
have to
go.
lose at this point?
Nothing.
Yeah, vote for Sheena. What do you have to lose? That's what we're going to
I
make that
don't
your entire
know.
campaign.
Yeah,
And
could
I
be.
can be your assistant.
Could you
Vice. That's what it
imagine
is.
me
Vice
as
president.
president? Can you imagine me as president? Like really, I'd be get ready to address the nation with my resting bitch face.
Well, and I was just thinking you would address the nation and then you would get too anxious and make me do it for you. So I was like,
Probably so. I'd be like, listen, there's some fuckers out here getting on my nerves, doing stuff they ain't got no business
Amanda, go.
doing. Mine, my destination will probably have a lot of f bombs in it.
Yeah, but we're gonna give you cue cards. And I know that cue cards are a thing because Biden makes it very clear when he reads from them on like random press conferences that he doesn't know how to pronounce half the words on them. Because if he
Who
wrote his
you
own
should think?
speeches,
You would think whoever's writing his speeches will write it so he can fucking read it so he won't look like an
listen,
asshole.
no, he don't say none of those words right, man. He just be stumbling. It's like he sounds it out as he goes, man. It's so
Cause he
weird.
old. Like he old as dirt. About to be dirt up there trying to fucking run the nation. See, this is why I don't need to be president. Cause shit
Listen,
like this don't
I'm
make
gonna
no
start
sense.
doing a poll because Sheena will be the person to get us on explicit first every single time we get on a podcast. I'm gonna
Every
start doing a
time.
poll. We gonna start doing a thing, y'all, where we guess how many minutes in it's gonna take Sheena to get us on explicit content.
I'm
Um,
gonna do it every show. We just that's why we every episode gets a
every
disclaimer.
episode is auto set up as explicit content now. It is. I will admit that. Um,
That's why we do the disclaimer to let you know that Sheena has a potty mouth. I am. I'm seeking Jesus' help for that, and Jesus is okay. He's repenting. I know I can repent, and I ask for forgiveness every night when I pray. But Jesus knows my heart, and He knows I have a potty mouth, and He's like, "Bitch, I can't do nothing with your mouth." That's what He tells me,
listen,
and
it doesn't offend me at all. I come from an Irish family. They all talk like sailors. So if it offends somebody out there, grow up.
grow up.
This America is so offended by everything these days, and it
Right.
makes absolutely no sense. Like, chill out, have some Jameson or something. I don't even
Listen,
care. You know,
listen.
whatever it
Um,
takes.
we have something called like the Constitution in this country, and I
We
believe one of
do.
those things on the Constitution is the freedom of speech, if I'm quoting correctly.
See,
And
listen,
the
hold
freedom of
on.
speech
You
allows
just
me to.
proved that you could be the president.
Oh, I did. I can say whatever the hell I want to say, and if you don't like it, go fuck around and listen to somebody else. Okay, just say that. Just do that. That
Listen,
should be our
remember we
disclaimer.
talked about this. The professional way to say fuck around and find out is go ahead and test that theory and take note of the results.
Go ahead and test that theory and take note of the results.
Exactly.
Because
Yep.
there's another
Exactly.
podcast out there that doesn't say any cuss words, and you can go listen to them bitches. But don't come listen to us, okay?
But them bitches ain't as funny as us.
I know, right? They don't have water people.
Oh wait, but listen, Yin Yang don't know about the water people. So if you
I
don't
don't
know
forget
about the
about
water
them.
people, you need to go back and watch our last few coffee with the Maries because Sheena goes pretty hard when we bring up water people, y'all.
No, all our fans who watch both podcasts know what I'm talking about, and y'all are my true fans. And I'm gonna do something real special for y'all. I'm going to the gas station. Y'all want kickstart? I'll get y'all kickstart. Okay, I got mine. I'm gonna get y'all one, and I'm gonna
They
send
don't
out
want
some
no
kickstart.
kickstart. They want to see you hanging out with the water people.
Listen, I ain't going down there fucking with them people. What'd you say? What's the professional? You said the professional way. I'm gonna say the way I wanted to say. Fuck around and find out. You go, Amanda. Say the professional way. When which I done forgot it already. See, that's why I can't
Go
say it because I
ahead
done
and
forget it.
test that theory and take note of the results.
Okay. To me, I'm not gonna remember all of that. So you're gonna get fuck around and find out. When you talking to Amanda, you're gonna get test some theory or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I'm not going down there messing with them water people. Okay. Just I'm not doing it. I'm not
But I
doing
will,
it.
y'all. Call me. I want to go in the water
No,
and
because
play with the water people.
if you make me president, I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna listen. Leave the fucking water people alone.
You can't stop people from going in the water,
Yes,
Sheena.
I can. I can. If Texas can build a fence, I can put a fucking net over the ocean
How big of a net you gonna need to go over the ocean, ma'am?
that keep them people from fucking with them water people. I'm an advocate for the water people. Stop fucking with them. They don't want to be fucked with.
Y'all, water people are people that passed away inside the water. Just so we have that out there. This all started with Amelia Earhart. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Go watch our Coffee with the Maries episodes and you're gonna see
Right.
what's going on with that. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and let y'all go tonight. We appreciate you as always tuning in. We will be
Right.
live next Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for Coffee with the Marie's current events. It's always a riot, so see us there
Right. Because the
and
news
let
is
us
funny.
know. And reminder, Amanda wants to go with the water people. So if you're going on like a submarine or something, reach out. I can do a podcast from there. Um,
Amanda's gonna go and she's gonna videotape it because Sheena is gonna be watching it from YouTube when Amanda goes because she ain't going down there. I ain't doing it. But I will broadcast on Coffee with Marie's while Amanda's underwater. We're gonna be like Amanda is underwater because she went to visit. But I'm here
I'm
in.
gonna do the podcast from underwater.
I'm gonna be in my corner because I ain't going nowhere near
We
underwater.
gonna get Sheena to go to the water, y'all. Yeah, if you got a submarine, call me.
Yeah, you must gonna clone me and take my clone because
So
Sheena is not
now we're
going.
talking about cloning.
Yeah, you don't know that's a thing.
Like they clone people.
You know if they in there making up 11,000 year
I
old.
thought they could only clone like sheep and stuff right now.
I don't know what they can do. They probably somebody probably in there working on cloning people. Shit, they then fucking came out with COVID. They probably can clone some motherfuckers.
Listen, do you really think they can clone people?
Who knows? Somebody definitely working on it.
All right. So just so y'all know, I just found a wormhole that I'm going to apparently dive down tonight about the
Hmm.
cloning of people. Um, so you might not want to miss Coffee with the Maries next week because I may have some updated current events information for you about it. So, but either way, we will let you all go tonight. You all enjoy your Saturday evening or night, Saturday
And
night
stay
for most
loyal,
people.
okay? Stay loyal to
Stay
your
loyal
friends.
to
Stay
your
loyal.
friends, to your
Your
relationship,
family, yeah.
and
Stay
more
loyal.
importantly,
If
to
they
your
deserve it.
kids.
Yeah. If they
Choose your
deserve it,
kids over the boyfriend. I don't know how many
seriously.
times I got to tell that to single mothers out here. Gosh. But we love y'all. We love y'all's
Big
support.
time.
We will see y'all next week. We are two people.
Real talk, real opinions.
She just messed that all up, y'all.
I
So we're
sure
going to close
did.
out one more time. So we two people,
Two opinions.
real
Real
talk.
talk.
I don't know what she just made up her own. It's okay. We still love
Girl,
her.
you got me delirious. I'm over here mad about the water people and about being president. I'm messing up a podcast. You done made me president, and now I'm fucking sounding like Biden.
Gosh, President Sheena. See, maybe that's the problem. Maybe he got too anxious when he became the president.
Can't remember nothing.
Oh,
Oh
bye,
God.
y'all.
Bye. We love y'all. We love y'all. See y'all next Saturday.